Hi everybody, Bill here, still here, and broadcasting to you from the junk shop. That is my house at the moment, because the work that we're having done is still going on and on. And you can see in the background it's even worse than it was. I've taken all the picture rails off everywhere, and look, the architraves are off the door, and you've got a new door, that's nice. Lots of work going on. It's chaos in the house. So yes, we're still living in the junk shop. I apologise for not doing an update, but thank you to Lexi for reminding me that I hadn't done one. And yeah, it's high time I gave you an update. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. It's settled into a routine now. I sort of still going to the loo a fair bit, but not painfully. And that's the important bit, isn't it? That was what I was not wanting, that pain, that burning sensation. I don't get it now. My tablet regime I've settled into is I'm taking at least 8 loperamide tablets a day, sometimes 10. I also take my vitamin tablet. I take a cod liver oil tablet. I take 2 probiotic tablets as well as an omeprazole tablet. So that's about 7. I'll probably miss one out, but those are the key things I do. Plus that that solution, the chloridamine, that thing that is the sachets. Do you remember, where it reduces the bile? And so therefore I'm wondering whether that helps with the burning. That's my regime. That's what I'm doing. But I'm going to try and cut that down. I don't like taking tablets, so I'm going to try and cut that down, but I'm going to leave it until after our holiday, which I'll come back to in a minute. So that's where I am. I'm doing okay, and just to say, yeah, got the work going on. One of the things I am having done in the house is all the toilets. I say all the toilets. I mean, we have got 3. Yes, I'm very fortunate. I have got 3 toilets in the house, and they're all being replaced with bidet toilets. But I've already got one. I've got 2 in already, but they're not as good. They are not as good as those cheap ones I got off the Amazon. You know, if you look back, I think it's review 19, video number 19, around that, where I reviewed that Amazon bidet attachment, which anyone can get, 50 quid. My friend Mark recommended it. It's better than these things I've got now, which are bespoke bidet toilets. They're only entry level ones. They're not top of the range. They're not the Japanese toilets which have heated seats and play music to you and make loud noises at appropriate times, that sort of thing. No, it's not that. They're just basically a tap on the side of the toilet which squirts a bit of water where you want it to go. Yeah, not as good. So 50 quid on Amazon, and you can have that sensation yourself for a lot cheaper. Okay, so that's what's going on. Oh, yeah, I am a bit disappointed, though, that the builders that I had to do, they chucked them out. They got rid of the old ones and just chucked them out. I was going to stick them on eBay. Could have been making a few bob back. The most famous bidets on the internet. Because, I couldn't very well say that it was little used, because it's been very much used. Which brings me on to another point. I'm going all over the place, aren't I? I got my water bill the other day, 6 monthly water bill, and it had nearly doubled. It had gone up. There's only 2 of us in the house. Our water bill for 6 months had gone up to nearly £400 for 6 months, which is nearly double. We went on to a water meter, didn't want one, about 2-3 years ago. Didn't want one. They told us, they lied to us. They said that we'd be better off. We're not. We're not extravagant with our water. We didn't think we were. We don't hose the garden. We don't wash the cars with hoses, that sort of thing. We don't do that. We try and save the water. But now we've nailed down as to what the issue is. I know what it is. And what has changed in the last 6 months is the bidet and the amount of time I'm flushing the toilet, because that's what uses the most water in your house, flushing the toilet. And if you're flushing that toilet as much as I do, and you're using the bidet, that's why the bills are going up. So I've discovered that Thames Water, which is our provider, they have a scheme where if you've got a medical condition that requires you to use a lot of water, they can cap your bills at a certain level. So I've applied for that. I'll see what happens. It'll save me quite a lot of money if they do choose to cap it. I'll go back to what I was paying before I started having to use the toilet so much. So see how that gets on. I had to sort of provide medical evidence, etc., and they're reviewing my case at the moment. I'll let you know. Right, back on track. Poo sample results. I'm not sure if I can... Stop waving this thing about. I'll put it there for one more time. Poo sample results. It's not the right way up, is it? Idiot. Oh, I'm not editing. You get it as it is. Right. Poo sample results. I'm not sure if I gave you those results in the last review I did. Yeah, I was part of that program because of my age, where I got a poo sample through the post. I sent it off, and the results came back as okay. I was nervous. I was really nervous opening that envelope. Helen was away that week, and I got the results back while she was away, and I sort of saved that envelope till the end of the day. I thought, oh God, could I face getting a bad result again? But thankfully, it was okay. So there was no significant levels of blood in the poo. Get yours checked out. It checks out those microscopic specks of blood that you don't even know are a problem, and you can identify an issue before it becomes a major issue. So get that done. Which reminds me of those famous people, very sadly, that died lately. George Alagai is a newsreader in the UK. He was a regular on our screens for a long time. He got bowel cancer some years ago, and he thought he was over it. It came back and he died. So there's another fine example of why you need to get yourself checked out. Another famous person who died recently was Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis Presley's daughter, and she died. I was reading the story. She died of a blockage in her intestine, and oh, that poor girl, what she must have gone through in her last moments, because I had that blockage a while ago. I had that blockage. It was so painful. Not something you want. Thankfully, I haven't had that since. I've had it once. It was hospitalised me for a week, but I haven't had it again since. And yeah, be careful chewing food if you've had the reversal like me. Be careful with chewing. Make sure nothing gets stuck. Drink water and anything like to lubricate when you're eating stuff. That's always useful too, I think. You do not want a blockage, believe me. Psychology doctor. Yes, I had the appointment with the psychology doctor. If you recall, the colorectal nurses referred me to the psychology team to see if they could help me with the pain. I had a lovely discussion with a couple of the psychology doctors who wanted to know how I was coping, and I actually did it from the summer house because it was noisy in the house with the building work going on, and we had a really nice discussion, a nice chat. And they were very helpful, very supportive, but basically I came to the conclusion that I didn't need any psychological help, that I was coping okay, and that now the pain has gone, because it has pretty much. Yeah, I still go to the loo, but it's not painful. I can cope with that. It's not too bad. And so I know that they're there for a few years, I think a couple of years. If I need them, I don't need to go through hoops and hurdles to go back. I can just simply ask for another appointment, which was done over a Zoom call. One of the things they asked me though was what helped me cope with what I went through, and that was the only time I got emotional, to be honest. And I got a bit emotional, and I said it was Helen. It was my wife. I'm absolutely honest. It's family, but mostly Helen that helped me throughout. She's been an absolute rock, because not only has she waited on me hand and foot, but she has adapted. She's adapted to the situation. She had to change her life to fit in with my life, my new way of life, you know, where I was sleeping in the house, how I was coping, all the toilet issues, not going out, planning around going out, all that sort of stuff. My moaning and groaning, constant sort of crawling around the floor in pain at the bad times, all the moaning to her, you know, and coping with the all throughout. And she's been the absolute brick that's been there for me. That was the only time I did actually break down a bit on that psychology interview, but it was happy tears. I said that, look, I'm happy, and so Helen, thank you. You're my rock, and thank you for being there. Obviously, there's a lot more people I could thank. My family, of course, my family, and all the good things there, and of course you kind people as well for being there and giving me all the support, and my friends as well. You've been great too. You've given me as much as I've needed, but without going beyond what I wanted, if that makes sense. I'm a fairly private person anyway. You wouldn't think it with the amount I share with you, but I am. I don't like necessarily to sort of meet lots of people and be sociable. I'm not really like that. You might think otherwise, I'm not. And so some people want to wallow in it. Some people prefer to keep it to themselves a bit, and I'm probably more in that latter category. But if I've needed help, it's been there for me. And it'll be there for you too if you fall into the same situation I'm in. Okay, what else have I got to say? I've got a few notes. I'm looking beyond you into some notes I've got. Oh, yes, of course. Well, yes. I'm just going to round off with the holiday, this long-awaited holiday that has been looming for a year, what I've been aiming for. And there have been times when I just didn't know I was going to get there, but I'm ready for this now. I really am. 2 weeks to go. 2 weeks till holiday, and I'm feeling up for this. It's not going to be a usual sort of holiday that I've had in the past. I've got to still be careful, but I'm going to spend time with my family, play with the grandkids. You know, we're going to be in a nice warm place, hopefully, get away from this miserable weather we're having in the UK, the worst summer ever, well, I can remember. So I'm really looking forward to that. Starting to think about the packing now, what to put in the old case, you know, beachwear. Perhaps you could help me. I'm in two minds about what to take for the beachwear. Would it be the pink? Or would it be the other one, just the basic? I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, that's the update. I'm doing all right. So thank you for your ongoing support, and maybe I'll do a little more of an update after the holiday, or maybe even during the holiday. Okay, take care everyone. Bye for now.